I'm very, very happy to have this session with us. And to our panelists, welcome to the show. To the audience, I want everybody to take a pen, jotters, because our panelists is about to tell us a lot of things, a lot of experience, a lot of skills that we've learned over the years. So let's pay attention and let's jot down some things. Very, very important. Alright. So welcome sir. Welcome Mr. Kios. Welcome to live. It's good to have you on the show. Alright, so because of our time, I would like to push to the points to have questions. So we'll start from our manager. So the question for you, sir. In a rapidly changing world, driven by technology and AI, what do you believe are the most important skills professionals must develop to be relevant?
Yeah, thank you very much, Isaiah. Especially when it comes to artificial intelligence, I say all the time that artificial intelligence itself does not have any intelligence without humans. Because even when you look at all the algorithms, maybe random forest, random boost, if it's CNN or ANN or any one of those things that we have today, it's people that it's true. You discover that it's still a body of existing knowledge that it helps you to analyze and then, suggest what should be done. But really, in this changing world of artificial intelligence, my first thing is for people to learn what is even data fluency. Because without the accurate level of data, without data mining, understanding data, being able to use data to inform decisions, then it becomes really difficult. And more importantly as well, integrating all those kind of skills to use. There is a need for change management. Change management in everything that we do is very important. So the two skills I would say that are necessarily very important for me is that we need to have very good understanding of data, because when the artificial intelligence is based on data, either structured or unstructured. And then, because it's going to come with change when leaders want to implement these kind of things, that we should really study a lot of change management. Myself, I had the opportunity during the COVID. I actually did a 9 months program with the University of Texas in Austin Business School in the US. Because I was hearing people like say, yeah, we don't carry me go back. So I did a 9 months program with a postgraduate diploma, and I found it extremely useful. But like I said, with all the data, with all the artificial intelligence, with all the ChatGPT, with all the Gemini, if you do not know how to apply it, forget. Artificial intelligence is not going to do things by itself. The people make the work to work. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Artificial intelligence is not doing things by itself, so data is very, very important. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, Mr. Julius, how can young professionals balance specialization and adaptability in building long-term career?
When we say long-term career, we're talking about specialization and then adaptability. When we say specialization, we want to know how deep you are about a particular discipline or subject or any field in which you find yourself. And then when we're talking about adaptability, we're talking about how well you can survive in terrains. Like if you, let me use a practical illustration now. Like you plant a tree, 2 trees for instance. One will grow up, right? And another will grow downwards, right? And there's the possibility that the one growing downwards will equally go upwards, but have its branches spread. So that's like a T model, right? What I would advise is the T model, right? You balance your depth as well as what balance your spread. Are we together? Now, so you don't only be specialized, but be able to adapt in any industry. So you don't limit yourself to that particular discipline. When I came in, I had been talking about multi-disciplinary abilities, capabilities. So those are the things that we check. How young people can balance this is simply go deep in one area, but ensure that you are equally resourceful and versatile in other areas as well. So that's why I said the T model. You can go deep at the same time. You can be able to go across. Like now you are in engineering. You need to know everything that you do in accounting, in finance, in IT, digital fluency. So it will be very, very limiting for you to be mono-skilled. You have to be multi-skilled. So you have to spread it. You must know some of the human intelligence like communication, leadership, emotional intelligence, customer service. These are inevitable skills that you must have. Those are the things that help you to adapt. Adaptation is for survival. Specialization is for premiums. Right? We know you for these, but you can work in every area that you find yourself. So you can either work in a construction company as an HR person, you can work in a law firm, you can work in manufacturing, FMG, like that. So in any area, what they say, you are not just HR in Nigeria. Anywhere in the world you find yourself, those HR characteristics can function. So that's the way we specialize at the same thing you can adapt. So
Thank you very much. You don't need to solve in one certain area. You need to spread your wings. Thank you very much, sir. Engineer Ali, this is for you. What mindset are necessary for individuals who want to stay future ready in today's competitive markets? Okay?
As I love to know to you, and I love to know to my other colleagues. Now, we need to understand that mindset is very, very important. Or if we look at it at times in career, maybe you used to think that the most important thing would be your intelligence and your skill. But I tell you the truth, from my experience, I'm currently experiencing this. Your intelligence and skill is not the most important ingredient for you to grow. It's having the right mindset and also being consistent in achieving your results. Now, how do we get all this? Okay, look at it. In an environment to grow your career, very important, you need to keep learning. You don't remain stagnant. We just had our partner that we have talked about in growing in AI course. You have to keep learning. If you want to remain relevant, you want to grow your career, you have to keep learning. Put it like that. Then secondly, adaptability. If you can adapt to new things, changes, innovation, it's easy for you to grow in your career because you have to be also ready. You don't wait for the opportunity to come. You have to be ready for the opportunity so that you are always ready. Look at that. The future ready. If you are not future ready, you are looking for someone, the opportunity has come. You will not feel that way because you're not ready. That's very, very important. Then, another aspect is ownership. A good performer, someone who knows his onion, proactively take action and provide solution. To have that mindset of ownership is also very, very important. If you look, there are certain specifics that can someone who are expert in a field, but you find out they remain in one place without we were talking about growth. Yes, but because you are not having the right mindset, you are not taking ownership, and you are not making yourself ready. Our career is in our hands, right? So if you don't make yourself ready, definitely the opportunity will not come and meet you. You have to be the one to be ready for the opportunity. So then, very, very importantly, is sustainability. Whatsoever you have chosen, you have to see sustainability in it so that you will have that right So we should know in career growth, in as much as you will have the intellect, you will have the skill, but other better good mindsets take you, attitude takes you further, leadership takes you further than just the skill. So we need to have emotional intelligence, leadership skills, we need to have influence, and very importantly, don't forget about strong connections. You need to also have connections as well. Let me do what's good. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, sir. Many jobs are evolving or disappearing due to automation. How can an employee position themselves as indispensable in the workplace?
Thanks again, Isaiah. I tried to, when I got this brief, I tried to write a few things down, using my own experience. But the first thing I said to myself when I was reading through it is, do not fight automation. The deployment and the strategic implementation of it, don't fight it at all. There is no point. Because at the end of the day, the equipment, and it's probably related back to the artificial intelligence that we talked about earlier. There is no way any automated device or automated system will ever replace the human being. What will replace the human being is the lack of that human being not getting involved in the conception, deployment, implementation, fine-tuning, and application of that automated system. And I'll give you an example, real life example. When I joined the company a couple of years ago, there was the development of IO21. We call it a manufacturing execution system. Before we started migrating to TIS, I had absolutely no background in this IO21 deployments. But my plant manager said to me, you like trying to automate things, simple things as automating Excel, using macros and stuff like that. So he gave me as a project manager for a line 2 there. So I started contacting everybody. So I was able to successfully deploy the IO21 system. Then, fortunately, I think October that year, I had to go to, I was on expatriation to the technical center in Cairo. It used to be the hub for technical center in Middle East and Africa here. So the head of the place, Pastor Rousseau, and Christopher Landis was also the one for production process and stuff like that. He came to me and said, I heard in your plant you were able to deploy IP21. I said, yes. He said, well, we've been able to deploy IP21 in a few or 3 or 4 of our countries in Middle East and Africa here. So can you go to, in fact, I went to 12 different countries trying to help to deploy it. Then I came back. You know what the guy told me is that I want to see all those countries that you have been able to deploy it. I just want you to give me a small interface. This is why you see things like this coming together and you can see that in your office and just see a diagram that is showing this in your office. You can see. So I just created something for him where you can see every kiln running in the whole of Middle East and Africa. And I created for him the meals and I created, like I call it the leadership status. So when the guys saw it, because a few of the countries, unfortunately, were lying about their reliability. So when the guy started tracking himself in his office, he could see at least 12 countries without even going anywhere. So anyway, the story and the fact remains that please get involved in the technology development. The technology is never, ever going to deploy, implement, and correct itself. It's the people that will do it. But you need to get involved very early. Even if you are not involved, or they did not call you, call yourself, excuse me, sir, please set a point, and then you will get something in the end.
Because of our time, our this question is for the three of you. So in 3 words, I want to just maybe highlight like this short answer. Okay, if you give one piece of advice to professionals who want to remain valuable and future ready over the next 10 years, what would that be? In 3 words, sir.
In 3 words. That's difficult to summarize. Very, very difficult to summarize. Okay, what I'll say is this. In the next 10 years, a lot of things are going to happen. Be a capital problem solver. When you come to work, stop thinking about the task that is assigned to you. Think of the problem you are going to solve that nobody has solved. That puts you at the top of the mind. Then you can apply what I call the 70-30-10 model, right? Volunteer to be on projects 70% so that you can learn as fast as possible. Spend 20% with mentors. There's something I call being street smart in the industry, right? MSc, right? Commercial MSc. And that's about what? Mentors, sponsors, and coaches. Have what? A mentor, have a sponsor, and have a coach. Then the last 10% should be about you personal investment in courses related to what you're doing. Then your visibility, valuable visibility. It's not just being visible, but let your visibility be valuable, be versatile enough that nobody can ignore the solutions that you offer. Improve systems, right? Not just tasks. Don't be bothered about completing tasks. Be concerned about improving how the task is completed. These are the things that make you inevitable in the scheme of things, right? That's about viable visibility. So the third one now is, I would say that be a tomorrow's person. Whatever you have done in the last 10 years, right? Think, what am I going to do today that the next 10 years will keep referring to it? You have to create a system that immortalizes your presence in that particular place, right? So those are the things that I think that in the next 10 years can make you, can script you for this organization. And then think beyond this particular organization. Don't just build your skills around this organization. Build your career around capacities so that you are able to migrate from one industry into another industry in a growing form. So that will be my short brief.
All right. The last question. One question for you. The last question. From your experience, what separates people who build lasting career from those who struggle to grow professionally?
Okay. Like I started saying before, to grow professionally, number one, you need to have the right mindset, and you need to keep learning. It's very important for you to grow professionally, and you need to be ready for change, and you need to embrace change. Sometimes people are resistant to change, but like we always say, change is constant in life, right? That's the only thing that is constant. So when change is coming, foresee it. Take up the challenge that is coming with the change. Because without challenge, there will be no improvement. If you want to do better, you want to do well, go to where there are challenges, and your impact will be felt very easily. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before we close for this session, Mama wants to say something. Please.
Okay, sorry, I just had this written down as a last word, but I just wanted to share it. Please, after this one, I can go and shut down. You know, the first thing is, please never let your comfort zone become your permanent address. It is easy to be comfortable, you know, and actively look for where your industry is going and run towards the disruption, because it's going to be disrupted every single time. And more importantly, by taking absolute ownership of your personal development, I said it earlier, please, and driving measurable value, you will ensure that you are never just reaching for the future, you are actively shaping it. Your future is not in anybody's hands. Your future or our future is in our own hands. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. You guys can answer that for them.
Okay, so we're going to have like 1 to 2 minutes where our HRPP will give us a very important rundown as part of our career, which is a functional career program. Please pay attention.